Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here that any other time we have a man on board, the man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman is definitely looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, kindly subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Again, the contact of my guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenga Njero. So if you have not followed me on Facebook, you can go and follow Jenga Njero. That is where you get updates in real time. Click my profile picture and you see the stories running. Okay? The reason I constantly encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel is so that any other time we release a new video like this, YouTube automatically notifies you, and then you run there, Facebook, pick the contact, call and contact the guest at your own convenient time. So the moment you subscribe, you don't have to worry about when he upload a video, when is a man may be my match, when is a woman my match coming on the show. I want to give a disclaimer that the guest on today's show is a politician who has failed a number of times, including the last general elections. And how many times do people fail before they can succeed? I don't know the answer to that because different people have their graphs differently drawn. I want to start with a disclaimer because our guest on today's show has lost 5 consecutive elections, but again, he has had his own successes at the same time. At the age of 57, he is back to the drawing board. At the age of 57, he is single again, single and searching. Searching because he was married once. You could be asking yourself, why is a 57-year-old man single? He's a Kenyan. He has lost 5 consecutive elections. You can backdate. We have the 2022, 2013, 2007, 2002, 1997. Backdate those elections, 5 consecutive elections. He began by vying the elections of a councillor. It was all along his ambition to become a mayor, but again, it did not materialize. He was in business. He and family were in business, import business, and was married then. And by the time he was marrying, he was politically ambitious, okay, but the wife was not politically aligned, because again, I told you that the most important thing you can ever do to yourself as a grown-up is to get yourself a partner who is good for your mental health. Otherwise, you will be singing the rest of your life. You will become a philosopher. You will be having answers for every problem that can be solved in marriage, both theoretical and practical. So our man on today's show is called Kenyan, and Kenyan is his stage name. This is not his actual name, it is his stage name. Ukisema Kenyan watu wa Nakuru wanajua. And we are not speaking about the former governor because he was successful. Kenyan was a senator and he was a governor. I'm not speaking about the immediate former governor of Nakuru County. I'm speaking about a politician who never set his foot in parliament, who never got elected once. He got his wife calling him a perennial loser. In fact, the reason he is single is because he was married, 2 sons, but never elected once, and the wife began a debate because immediately he failed in 2017. Wife realized that every other property in the family could be drained if this man continues vying, because in every election cycle, every electoral cycle introduces the family to a new burden of funding an election which is not even successful, an election that does not even come close to winning. You see, sometimes when you have at least number 2, number 3, it means that even allies, people who are winning against you, can see some potential. You can be bought. People can say, can't we merge votes, and then maybe I can buy you out and then you can benefit. That's what politicians do. As a politician, strategy is very important. There are people who are not as popular, as famous as the ones that win. And until you are able to get to a level of networking and fame and popularity that can scare the opponent, you actually don't make sense to the winners. Otherwise, even after they win, they throw you under the bus. This is the caliber of Kenyan. He has not won, he has not come close to winning, but he has always believed in winning. His life has been inspired by the former or the one of the greatest American presidents we had called Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was one of the presidents that failed terribly in his life, but ended up being elected as president in the year 1860. From 1832 to 1859, President Abraham Lincoln was a perennial loser, almost 30 years of loss. There was a time he lost a job as a state, he was within the jurisdiction of state properties. He lost the job. At one point, he had a nervous breakdown. At another point, he lost his sweetheart through death. There was a time he vied for Senate, he lost. There was a time he wanted to be nominated as Vice President of the United States, he failed. There was a time he wanted to vie for Congress, he was defeated. There was a time he was defeated for speakership in Congress. There was a time again he wanted to vie, then get nominated Senate. He lost the renomination, then tried to vie. The highest he tried was an ambition of becoming vice president of the America, or of the United States of America. Then he failed, went back for Senate, failed again, but in 1860 he was voted in as president of the United States, the most powerful man in the land. And those are some of the failures that inspire people. Despite the failures that people have from time to time, you can also account for some of the successes that they also achieve along the way. So Kenya Jui is being inspired by the likes of Abraham Lincoln, that maybe someday, in one way or another, somebody could be elected. And that is why he is relentless. That is why he has not bowed. That is why he remains unbowed, undefeated, and his spirit is strong. And he will be running for MP in Nakuru in the coming elections. And these days you can run anywhere, because I've realized something. You don't have to run at home. We have seen politicians coming from the village and running in Nairobi. They win the elections. Most of the politicians that dominate the city were not born in the city, including our president. The president was born in Sugoi Kamagot, but he is not. There was a time he was a member of parliament for Eldoret, and no, Eldoret North constituency, and he did not even vie for governor there. Went straight, became deputy president. He's now the president of the Republic of Kenya, commander in chief of the defense forces, head of state. And sometimes it doesn't mean, it is not cast in stone that he will vie in Nakuru, because that is his hometown. But again, sometimes when you keep on failing, you have to change strategy. Now, back to business. Why is he single at 57? Immediately after the 2017 general elections, the wife filed for a divorce because the family has been losing in business. People who began to import goods and in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 90s and in the 80s, got a very lucrative business, and they were doing so well. They were actually doing so well. And what happened is that they were able to establish a family empire. However, if you sit down with people who have lost elections, or even people who have won elections, I am a friend of politicians, and I can tell you for a fact, elections call for spending. You spend a lot of money. You try to, sell your name. You're branding your name. You're branding yourself. The slogan, everything consumes a lot of money, especially if you are running as an independent candidate, because it's people who have a political party backing them up. Sometimes people can vote. For example, if you look at the last general elections, most people were elected because of their political affiliations, depending on the side they were supporting. If this side is popular in a certain region and you are nominated to run using that party, then it is like a direct move. Once you are nominated, you're just going to take the seat, and that one is undisputed. However, if you're an independent candidate, you are going to spend a lot of money. You're trying to sell your name, convincing people who do not believe in you, including your wife. And that is why the wife left, filed a divorce, officially divorced, and the wife left. Unfortunately, the most of the resources went with the wife. The wife has been working for a law firm for the longest time, more than 20 years of working in a law firm. So she understands the legal background, the jurisdiction within the confines of a divorce, and everything that revolves around an official divorce. Okay, so as we speak right now, he is officially divorced. 2019 the divorce was settled, and now 2022 vied again, lost, and he has spent everything. So if he has to run again, sometimes when people hear it is a politician, what comes in their mind is that the man is wealthy. I want to give a disclaimer: the man is as broke can be. In fact, he is actually working for people who used to work for him. Politics drained him. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, neither does he engage himself with those promiscuous activities. He's not, he has never been in a marital scandal. He's never had a side chick, eyes on the prize. But again, sometimes the more things change, the more they appear the same. The more you try to achieve something, the more those things run against you. Some people, he was saying, maybe some people are not lucky, but come 2027, with or without money, he's going to vie again for MP. One day he says he will be member of parliament, member of the National Assembly. He want to set laws. Okay, although the elections have been draining him money. So the woman didn't believe in him, and he says that one of the biggest mistakes is not reading the red flags when they were there. I am not here to judge. I am not a judge. I am not a marital counselor. I don't know whether maybe the wife was fed up. Sometimes there is this quote saying that insanity is repeating the same thing and expecting different results. Sometimes there is a thick line between changing strategy, being consistent. Sometimes when you keep being consistent for a long time, there are no leads, there is no progress, you have to change the goalpost. You have to change either the goalpost or the strategy. So I am not sure whether he is going to change the goalpost or the strategy. What I know is that in 2027 he is going to vie again, whether he's going to be overwhelmingly voted for or overwhelmingly embarrassed. That is upon him. If you're there and you're a woman who is between the ages of 35 and 45, and you're willing to settle down with a man who is 57, in 3 years' time he will be 60. If you're willing, get in touch. He's looking, and he has specified this for the very first time. He has specified a woman who has kids. Otherwise, a woman who does not have kids will not be good for him, because they had 2 sons, and now the 2 sons are grown-ups, independent of their mother's decision, independent of their father's decision. All of them grown, doing business, and they are doing fine. So the father is left alone, left Nakuru, living in Nairobi. And this is one of the guests that, if you want to meet him in person, probably you want to meet him in person, and you can contact us, and we can arrange a meeting in my office. My office is in Kasarani, Nairobi. So if you would want to meet him and know more about him, please get in touch, and we can always organize a meeting. He can meet a few, and that's it. And then we can see what happens after that. Otherwise, I'm wishing Mr. Kenyan the best of luck. I am hoping he can get a good match. It is never too late. Never say never. And sometimes uh, the worst rejections are the best redirections. You can never tell. Sometimes people move out of your life and you begin to succeed. Others stick by and you succeed. And when they leave, your wealth, your luck leaves. You can never tell. Such is life. We wish him the very best of luck. I'm hoping he gets a good match. He promised that the moment he gets a good match, it will be one of the wins that he's ready to share with the public. It's been long since he won. And if this show can give people an opportunity to win, why not? If he wins, if he gets a good woman, I'll be bringing him and the wife, or now the girlfriend, the fiancé, on the show to celebrate, because wins are wins. No matter how small they are, we keep celebrating them. Everything big starts small, and everything that is small can grow bigger. Whatever is bigger can be the biggest and the best. Good luck to him. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, Jenganjero, and I will be posting the contacts there. If you're interested, get in touch. Until next time, this is Jenganjero. God bless you. Bye bye.